today's video is going to be my favorite beauty products from all of 2015. This was like, I was so picky about what I was going to put in this video. I have been making a list in my mind and in my phone and pulling products for like the past 5 days. Like, it has been ridiculous how picky I've been about this, but it can so easily become way too much, and I wanted to really like make sure that I'm just putting in like my absolute favorites that were just substantial products that I loved so much in the year 2015, which is funny because I still have like, oh, I don't know, 136 products to talk about right now. Also, welcome to my other background. The wall that I normally film like in front of that has the wallpaper is right there, and then this is my desk, and then right there I have like a big dresser that houses all of my makeup collection. So you guys will see and understand a little bit more when I do a tour for you guys of this beauty room. But yeah, I'm just trying to like help you make sense of it. This is my favorite background though, I think, because I just love like the flowers and the candle and the lamp and okay, whatever. Let's move on. Just a quick disclaimer. Number one, I'm going to be using a lot of the same words over and over and over. I do every single year and people are always making comments about it. You're gonna hear the word buttery, creamy, yes, smooth, soft, silky, amazing, absolutely. For some reason I use the word absolutely when I get excited. This is absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible. So you're gonna hear it, accept it, deal with it, let's move on. Also, this video is going to be really long. Just letting you know, I never get through these without it being at least 30 to 40 minutes, so pause me right now and go grab a snack. Pause me. I'll wait right here. I'll be patient. So just like every year, we're going to start off with primers and then foundations, kind of in the order that we apply things to the face, because it helps me stay organized, because this can be a tad overwhelming. So the first primers that came to mind for 2015 for sure were the Makeup Forever Skin Equalizer primers. They came out with an entire line this year of primers. I think it was 10 different ones, from everything: oil control, pores, mattifying, hydrating, moisturizing. I mean, like everything you can think of, they came out with it. But these two in particular have been my favorites. This one right here is the smoothing primer, which is gonna be similar to like a Benefit Professional, like a Dr. Brandt Pores No More. Smashbox has one. It just has like that kind of silicone-y feel, and it really goes in and fills in the pores. This one right here, this is for radiance. So it has a yellow tone in it that's gonna kind of help give the skin radiance. It doesn't have any shimmer in it though, but it just feels really nice on the skin if you are dry and looking for radiance. I will say, this one is the one that I really see a difference more than anything. This one I feel a difference. This one my skin feels more moisturized. This one my skin actually looks like the pores have been erased and mattified. The next one, I love this primer so much. It has a strange name. It's the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I love this primer so much. So this really does have like dewiness in it. It really is light reflecting, which I love. It reminds me a lot of the Loreal one from the drugstore, but just nicer. So you can see on the back of the hand. In the summertime, like late summer, I would wear this on days where I didn't wear any makeup whatsoever, and I would just put this on like a small pump, and I would just rub it around on my cheek area, and it would just look really natural, and it kind of smooths over the skin while giving like that radiant beam. And I love that it's not too pink, it's not too bronze, and it's not too white. It's like a nice neutral sheen. It just feels so good and hydrating on my skin. So I use this every way you could think of this year. I used it as a primer, I used it mixed in with my foundation, I used it by itself, I used it solely on the cheeks. You can put this over top of your foundation. It's just such a good luminous primer. It's my favorite luminous primer I've ever tried, if I'm not mistaken. Last primer I have is the Smashbox Photo Finish Priming Water. This is actually my second bottle because I went through the entire first one this year. I love this primer. Now let me say, I don't even know if this helps with the longevity of your makeup. I don't know if this actually keeps it on longer. I just know that someone who is dry like myself, when I spray this on my face, I just like the way my makeup applies better, and I like the way it looks better because it looks nice and moisturized. So that's what I love about this, but I can't sit here and say, this makes my makeup last all day, but it just makes my skin feel so great. Because I am dry, I don't have a problem with my makeup leaving, so I'm not really the person to sit here and tell you what the best primers are for my makeup staying. But my makeup, since I'm dry, it doesn't fade. It's just like, this is not a primer, but because it's a spray, I figured I would mention it in this category. This is the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. This is such a good skin mist. This is my second bottle, and you can see I'm already like halfway done almost. I love this stuff so much. Again, I use this in every way. I will spray this on my face on days where I'm not wearing makeup. I will spray this on my face before I'm using my foundation. I will spray this on my face over top of my foundation. Like, I use this in every way possible. I have tried every Dewy. If you could see my pile of Dewy skin mist, and I still have never found anything as amazing as this. It is like the best Luminous Dewy skin spray in the world. Oh my God, I have so much stuff. I feel like once I talk about something, I need to put it on the ground. Like, I'm done with you, we can move on. So the first foundation is this Dior Nude Air Serum Foundation. It's a serum, so it reminded me a little bit of the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Foundation, but that one I had like an allergic reaction to. It's just so sheer, like a serum. It just looks so beautiful. I got so many people addicted to this, and I would really recommend this for mature skin. So if you're like 40s and 50s and 60s and you're looking for a really great foundation that's not gonna crease and fine lines and build up, this is absolutely gorgeous. This foundation, oh my God. I have to say, I think that this is like the #1 foundation of all of 2015 for me that really, really stuck out. And I will say right now that if I was still doing freelance work, this would be the foundation that I would have in my kit in every single color for all of my brides and clients, because this foundation is absolutely gorgeous, and it's one of those foundations that's gonna work for people who are dry, normal, and oily skin. It's just gorgeous. So this is the Elcie Micro Finish Foundation. That was called Micro Silque Foundation. Makeup by Lilith, who is an amazing makeup artist. She created this, which is what I love, because I love when makeup artists create makeup, like Natasha, Denona, and Charlotte Tilbury, and now Lilith, because they're working on all different skins and they know what people are looking for. So it's absolutely gorgeous. I personally use like a dewy mist or like Fix Plus, and I spray my face to give this a little bit more of a dewy finish because it is a natural matte. It's kind of like velvet on the skin. It's just gorgeous. You guys have heard me rave about this a million times. It's just so beautiful. It's a medium to full coverage. It's buildable. It doesn't sit in fine lines. It's just freaking bomb. It's my #1 of the year. This one is gorgeous. This is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. I'm sorry, my throat. I've had allergies recently. Me and John are like struggling. Anyways, this is the gel foundation. It says that it is a 16-hour radiant, boosting, even revived complexion foundation. I think I actually bought this on ASOS.com, which is so random, right? But such a beautiful foundation. I love that it's gel. The way it applies, it feels like a moisturizer. Like it feels like you mixed your foundation with like your favorite creamy moisturizer, and it just looks so gorgeous on the skin, the way it blends out. This is my favorite, I would say, day-to-day kind of natural looking foundation. Like if I want to do a really, really natural look, just like foundation, a touch of concealer, mascara, this would be the foundation that I would grab because it just looks so natural on the skin. I absolutely love that. Another foundation, you guys, I have a lot. This is the year foundations, I swear. This is the Cover FX Natural Finish Oil-Free Foundation. I know I raved about this one a lot too, but what I love about this foundation is that it is so highly full coverage while still remaining creamy and moisturizing and hydrating. I feel like a lot of times full coverages are like a MAC Studio Fix that dry matte and are just like, and my skin can't breathe and I'm like, oh God. This is like a hydrating, moisturizing, high coverage. And this right here is a foundation that like you get every penny worth of your money because the tiniest little pea-sized drop goes the longest way. Like it is a really, really good foundation. This is another one that sticks out from the year. This is another one that like this and the Elcie, these are like my standout foundations, and this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. This is what I'm wearing today. I just draw like 2 lines on my cheek, a line on my forehead, and then I blend it out. It is full coverage as can be, and it is so hydrating and just looks dewy but yet natural. I absolutely love it. Like, I would say if you are looking for a hydrating full coverage foundation, that I would try this one first and then the Cover FX. But this one is so great because it's like so small and like easy to travel and throw in your bag. Like this is the foundation that I'll take with me when I go out of town because it's just so easy and it's beautiful, it's so good. Everyone talks about it. Like I feel like every time I watch a YouTube video, someone is talking about that foundation because it's just so good. Last but not least for foundations, woo! We are going through these foundations today. Oh my gosh. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion. I discovered this in December, so this was the very last foundation of 2015 for me to fall in love with, but oh my gosh, I had to mention it because my love for this is very, very strong. I've used this probably 10 times now, and it's just quickly become one of my absolute favorite. This is hands down my most favorite drugstore foundation of all time. It is so beautiful to apply. Another way that I've been applying it recently is with my beauty blender. I'll like put a little bit of beauty blender in there and just boop, 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 and it just looks so natural. It just makes your skin look so natural and just beautiful and radiant, and it's from the drugstore. It's amazing. One of my #1 foundations. I have 2 concealers from the year of 2015, only 2 because I'm a picky little biatch when it comes to concealers. And the first one, of course, is the Naked Skin by Urban Decay. This is the Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I don't even know how to describe this other than it's perfection. Try it for yourself. It's perfection. It's the best concealer. I think it's my favorite concealer. This is my favorite concealer even more than the next one I'm going to talk about. This is my favorite concealer. Like no matter what your age is, no matter your walk of life, this concealer is going to work for you. Like I don't see how it couldn't. The second one is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Concealer, and this one I've been raving about recently. I absolutely love it. The only thing about this is it has a pro and a con in the sense that it is so thick and so creamy that if you just go a little overboard, it's gonna be a creasy disaster. You really have to like use just the tiniest amount, which is awesome because you really get your bang for your buck because you have to use such a small amount. But if you go a little heavy-handed, you will get creasy under your eyes. But it's amazing if you are a makeup artist. Again, this is what I would have in my kit for sure because such a small amount goes a long way and you can keep it nice and sanitary with the squeeze tube. So absolutely love this. And they have all different undertones, red, yellows, which is awesome. They always cater to the professional artist, which I love about Makeup Forever. Why is it getting dark out? I am not appreciating this. Okay, so I just closed my blinds behind me because I just felt like it was getting dark out there and it just, I don't know, you could like see reflection of the lights and everything. I didn't want it to be distracting, so hopefully the lighting is still good. Okay, so now let's talk about eyeshadows. I'm going to show you my favorite palettes of these. So the #1 palette that I just have nothing bad to say about is this Kat Von D Shade Light Eyeshadow Palette. Oh my god, so gorgeous. This might actually be my favorite palette of all time because of the fact that it's neutrals, it has cools, it has warms, it has grays, it has vanillas, it has a peach, it has it all. Like this gray right here, don't get me started. This is the best transition color in the cool tone family of all time. The black is like the inkiest, blackest black. It's amazing. This does have a little bit of fallout, but whatever, fallout happens, you know? I feel like I used to be so picky about fallout and now I'm like, whatever. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful range of neutrals. You can use every shadow in here. I love that they did not put this pop of crazy color. So many times in palettes, you'll see like a palette like this with like a pop of blue and you're like, why? I love that they just like gave us the neutrals. Such a good palette. Okay, so next I have 2 palettes by Viseart. These palettes are so great, you guys, and I love that they're small, they're compact, the quality of the eyeshadow is amazing. I will say the packaging itself, it could improve for the price. These are like 80 bucks a piece. They are expensive puppies, but they're really, really beautiful. I bought these because my friend recommendation, and she was absolutely right. They're gorgeous. And this is 01 Neutral Matte. If you have the Kat Von D palette, you probably don't need this, but of course you're still gonna want it because that's what we do as women. We're like, it's totally different. What are you talking about? The Kat Von D palette doesn't have that color right there. It's just gorgeous, as you can see. It's all matte, which I just love. I love an all matte palette. I think it's gorgeous, and it's got a range of neutrals. It's got some cool tones, warm tones, neutral tones. It's just beautiful. And then this one right here, this is 04 Dark Matte, and this is like, this is everything. Look at this palette. Gorgeous. I absolutely love this purple shade. I love this tangerine. These 3 like burnt ready oranges. Oh, so good. I haven't even touched the bottom row, I'm not gonna lie. But all of these right here, they're good. So these next palettes are very expensive, and I went back and forth with myself, like, should I talk about them? Should I not talk about them? And I'm like, yes. There are so many of you that are always asking me to do more looks with these palettes, but they're just so expensive that, like, I don't know, it just seems like unobtainable. Like, I wouldn't have ever been able to buy this up until the last couple of years, and I wouldn't have. It would have been something that I would have begged for Christmas and hoped that like my family got it for me. But anyway, so if you guys follow me on Snapchat, I was snapping about these palettes for like 24 hours because I was going back and forth like, should I get it? Should I not get it? And for the majority, most of you guys were like, yes, get it. Tell us how they are. Take one for the team. And I was like, okay, bye. So these are the Natasha Denona palettes. They're all white on the outside. You can see her name like right there. Natasha Denona is a professional, world-renowned makeup artist, and she created these shadows. They are absolutely gorgeous. These palettes are $240 a piece. I know, you guys are probably like, ah! But here's the thing. She also sells her shadows individually, and she also sells them in like 5 packs. And then she also has hold on, hold the phone, hold the phone. And then she also has like these guys right here like this. So you can't customize them, like they're pre-made, which would be badass if you could customize them, but you can do it that way. So it's not like if you wanna try her shadows, this is the only option is to buy this huge palette. You can get, you know, them individually, but they are $40 a piece individual. So when you think about it that way, it definitely justifies the purchase of $240 for all of these. We can justify anything, that's what we do. We are women. So this one right here, this is the more cool tone palette, if you will. It's so beautiful, you guys. These colors are so pigmented. Like, let me grab like this antique-y, like red shade right there. Like, are you kidding me? These are ridiculous. This little like purpley taupe color is so gorgeous. Look at that. This pigment is redonkulous. And then this one right here is like the most gorgeous pinky rose gold right there. Like, do you see this? It's insane. Even the mattes, let me find it. Like this aqua matte right here. Look at how pigmented these are. Are you joking? Yeah. So that's how I justify the money for this palette. It's incredible. And so there are two of them. It's so beautiful. So absolutely gorgeous. They are so pigmented. This color right here is like this like dark green with like brown undertones. Ugh, so beautiful. So yeah, I absolutely love these shadows. They're gorgeous. That's all I have to say. They're freaking gorgeous. They're like some of the best shadows I've ever used. I will say though, these shadows do have a lot of fallout, but that's kind of the price you pay when you have such crazy pigmented eyeshadows. I mean, I used to be really picky about fallout and be like, I do not want fallout in my eyeshadow. And then I realized like I'm being way too high maintenance and judgmental towards these shadows. Like if they're high pigment, there's pretty much not much you can do. I've realized that recently. When you have a high pigment shadow, it's pretty much impossible not to have fallout. So that's the price we pay. Okay, last but not least, I absolutely have to mention the 350 because this is still one of my favorite go-to palettes. This is a new one that I've only used once. My other one, I cracked it. I dropped it on the floor from my stairs and it was a mess. Anyway, so this is a new one that I've only used once so far, but the Morphe 350 palette is a standout palette for me in the year of 2015. It's just gorgeous. It's all warms. It's a mixture of mattes and shimmers. So crazy pigmented. Like just it, for Morphe, like they have stepped up their game. You see this? You see, yeah, and absolutely gorgeous. Like look at this one right here. This one looks so much like Makeup Geek Flamethrower. Like, oh, look at the pigment in these. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, I just had to go wash my hands and I fluffed my hair because it was looking very flat and now it's gonna be like va va boom and within 3 minutes it's gonna be like As far as my favorite single eyeshadows in the year of 2015 and not just palettes, this right here is my go-to palette. There is a huge request for me to make a video all about this, so I will be filming that in the next couple of weeks for you guys. In the meantime, I'm not gonna go through these right now. I'm gonna save that for the video, but these right here were my go-to shades for 2015. A lot of mattes, a lot of neutrals. These are my favorite pops of colors down here, but I'm going to go through this entire thing for you guys very soon, so just stay tuned. But as far as eyes go, I will mention my #1 favorite lashes in the year of 2015 that I discovered were the House of Lashes Iconic Lashes. Oh my gosh. I know these have been available for quite some time and I just discovered them. I was brand new to the bandwagon of these lashes, but I absolutely love them. I feel like I could put these on with every look, rain or shine, day or night. I can rock an Iconic. I absolutely love these lashes. They are definitely a statement lash. They are not a natural lash. If you have very small eyes, you're probably not gonna like these, but they are like va-va-voom. They're spiky. They kind of wing out. They are just so much fun. So I love me some Iconic. So in 2015, Velour Lashes came out with their Silque lash line for Sephora. Oh my god, these lashes are so gorgeous. These are my favorite Silque lashes ever. Like I love mink lashes because they're just so fluffy. They look so natural and just va-va-voom, but they really conquer the exact same look with Silque, which is, I feel like it's never been done before. I haven't seen Silque lashes as gorgeous as these. And my favorite two styles are Fluff and Edgy, which are these right here, and that's also what I'm wearing today. They're kind of a more subtle natural lash, even though a lot of people would still think that these are dramatic, but I think it's a great place to start and they're nice and fluffy. And then this one is called Fluffnwhispie, and these are very va-va-voom, dramatic, a date night out. Every time I wear these, people are asking me where my lashes are from because they're definitely a statement lash. They're gorgeous. So those are my two faves right there. Let's move this over. Okay. Well, now we're gonna go through face and we're gonna go through lips and then we're done. So we have powder, bronzer, blush, and highlight. So I'll start off with powder. This powder definitely stands out to me for the year of 2015. This is the Mercier Translucent Powder. So bomb. I know that I mentioned in my December favorites, I said I'm so done with this powder. And when I said that, I was referring to the way I was using it. I was referring to I'm so done setting my whole face with this powder. I was not saying in general, I'm done with this. I love this powder and I still use it every day. I personally use this powder to bake. I use this to like cut out my contour right here and mattify this section, make it look nice and smooth and airbrushed. If you are oily whatsoever, buy this powder. You are not gonna regret it. So if you're oily, that is such a beautiful powder to set your face with. But I am dry, so I use it now just to bake and smooth out the skin, but not to set my entire face. As far as bronzing and contouring go, I have a few different favorites. Again, I have to give a shout out to Kat Von D. I feel like it was Kat Von D's year. Like 2015, Kat Von D cosmetics just, it's like Kat Von D takeover. I feel the same way kind of about Anastasia too, but she did so many amazing things this year. And this is the Shade and Light palette for the face, and it is just everything. So I have two of these palettes because I literally went through this color and the other one. So I bought a second one because that's how ride or die and committed I am to this. But I'm so excited because she said that she is now going to be coming out with refillable pans, like magnetic pans. And I'm like, I love it when brands listen to the consumer because like who doesn't want that? Like I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. But anyways, this contour color right here and this highlight color, everything. Now, even though I love this, not everyone is gonna love this color, but that's what's so genius about this is you have 3 different shades. So like my sister, if she was gonna use this palette, she would use this as I use this. And if you're darker, you would use the peachy one. That's what's so genius about this. But this middle color right here is my favorite contour. I can't say of all time, but one of my favorites of the year. It's just beautiful. It's the perfect neutral for my skin tone. This one is a little bit too gray on me and this one is a little bit too dark, but this middle one is just gorgina. Another one that really sticks out to me is the Shade Stir Sculpting Powder by MAC. Now this was a limited edition like collection this came out in, but this is a pro product. So just like the MAC Pro Emphasize that I always use to set my under eye area, that's like the little round magnet, get it together. You can get this in the exact same thing. You can get this at a MAC Pro store or MAC online, I believe. It's just called Shade Stir Sculpting Powder, and you can get it in the little magnetic refill and just pop it into a palette. This, I have to say, I think is my absolute favorite contour color of all time. I think this wins #1 for my skin specifically because it is pretty neutral, but it has like a hint of that kind of caramel color in it where it's not too gray. It's just my absolute favorite. I love it. So as far as bronzers go, I have 2 from this year that really stand out to me. So the first one is the Make Up For Ever bronzer, and this is technically, it's an ultra natural and waterproof bronzer. I did not know. So you could wear this if he's gonna take you swimming on that first date. Screw him. Just this bronzer in general, it's just so beautiful. It's so natural, and the way it feels like a cream. Like, look at how natural that is on the back of my hand. Like, it really, when you apply it, it is not blotchy. You never have to be afraid of applying too much. Like, you can apply and apply and apply and apply, and it just like, it takes a really, really long time to build it up, which I love with bronzer because it's a very common mistake to go in with too much bronzer and then you're like, damn it, how do I go back? You can't erase your mistakes. That'd be bomb. If we could have like a makeup eraser, I wish. But anyways, absolutely gorgeous, and I just found out that it's waterproof. Bomb! And then my last bronzer, this is Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil. So there's the milk chocolate and this is the dark chocolate, and I really, really love this. I discovered this year and I really fell in love with that. I think it's a gorgeous bronzer. Again, it's got a little bit of like that honey kind of caramel vibe in it, so it's not too gray, because some people look amazing in gray bronzers, which is why they make bronzers that are more cool tone and gray. I do not. I look much better in a warmer bronzer. I look muddy and ashy very quickly. So I always have to have a little bit of like that honey warmth in my bronzers, and I just love this one. Not to mention, it smells like chocolate. Okay, so now for blushes. I probably mentioned these in last year favorites, but I have to mention them again. They're the Becca blushes, because Becca blushes are my favorite blushes I think ever. To be honest, if you were to ask me what's your favorite formulation of blushes of all time, the first thing that comes to my mind is Becca. I think they are so creamy, so pigmented, and so blendable. Like, when I touch them, I'm just like, yes. Like, I can close my eyes and touch these blushes and I just know. I'm like, that's magic. So my 3 favorite colors for this year was Flower Child, which is like this gorgeous pink shade that has a little bit of shimmer in it. It's just so gorgeous. And then this one right here is Songbird. Looks like this. This one was what I was obsessed with in the summertime. It's got like this kind of bronzy meets rosy, like, the color is so good. And then this last one right here, this is Sweet Pea. And I use this a lot when I'm just looking for a nice, basic, neutral blush, which is right there. It's just like that perfect blush for every day. It goes with almost every look if you're not wanting to be specific and match your blush perfectly. It's just a great color right there, and that's Sweet Pea. So I'm not gonna lie, once this palette came out, I used this for months. Like you can see the indents in my favorite colors. This is the Morphe 9B blush palette. There's also give you a swatch so you can see how actually pigmented these are. So you know, like, I'm not lying to you. So this is like a full matte rose shade. Like, look at how beautiful. They're just gorgeous. Like, this is my go-to palette. When I travel, this is all I take. I just take it just like this. I don't take any other blushes when I travel. I just take this one because it's got everything you need. It's got 9 different blush shades. It's beautiful. This would be great for someone to have in their kits because it's just such a nice blush palette for so inexpensive too. Okay, so let's move on to highlighters and illuminators. So when it comes to highlighters, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have many because, let's get real, this was the year of Champagne Pop for me. I mean, I got my first sample of Champagne Pop in February of 2015, and I was wearing this from February to June, off camera, almost every day. And then I started wearing it on camera when I announced it in July, I believe. Oh my God, like this is, it's my favorite highlighter of all time, obviously. Like I'm a little biased. But you know, it's funny that this is not my favorite highlighter just because I created it. I created it because it was my favorite highlighter. We went through so many different shades in the process of Champagne Pop, and this was the one that I was like, this is the color, this is it. And I was wearing it for like a month and a half before I actually came up with the name, and I was like, this is just perfect. This is everything I've ever wanted in a highlight. So that's why it's my favorite. I just love it so much. The next highlight that I have is L'Oreal Gilded Honey, and this is a really, really beautiful shade, and it's very tiny as you can see, which is good and bad because of the price, but at the same time, it's also easy to throw in your purse and take with you. I will say that this reminds me so much of MAC Whisper of Guilt. Some of you may remember when MAC came out with Whisper of Guilt. They've come out with a couple of times now with collections. If MAC did it right, they would just keep that product permanent because it's so beautiful. It's very similar to this, and honestly, I still have MAC Whisper of Guilt, and I've swatched them next to each other on the back of my hand, and they're honestly like the same formula and pretty much the exact same color. They both have like that kind of wetness feel to them, like Estee Lauder Heat Wave, MAC that extra dimension skin finish, and now L'Oreal Gilded Honey. So really, really beautiful highlight. It looks gorgeous on really, really bronzed skin. It's like just gold. Absolutely loved this compact this year. And this is the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick in the shade Pink. I'm really excited to start using this again in the spring because I think it's such a gorgeous spring highlight. So let me swatch it for you guys so you can see what it looks like. It just has like that gorgeous vanilla pink undertone in it. It's just so beautiful for the springtime, like wearing like some light baby pink blush and kind of dusting that over top. Just so radiant and gorgeous and like the girl next door look. Like I absolutely love it. So this is the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick in Pink. I use this palette like crazy this year, and this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. You can see it's like so dirty from me using it. I love these shades so much. So in the summertime when I was really looking for like that dewy, highlighted goddess look, I was taking like these two colors and mixing them and lightly dusting them underneath my entire eye area because of the fact they're not like shimmery, but they're more of like this just really beautiful sheen. Like, can you even see it? But they're gorgeous, okay? I use this all year long. I just think that they're so beautiful. And along with that, the ambient lighting powder in the shade Luminous Light. I've said it a million times. If you are a bride, this is your baby. This is like the most beautiful bridal glow of all time. It's one of my favorite highlights because it's just so natural. Again, you're not even gonna be able to see it. I used it in my bridal tutorial, I believe. If you guys want to check it out there, I've used it in many, many, many videos. It's just such a gorgeous, natural looking highlight. I've got a lot of the older women in my family using this because it just looks so gorgeous on mature skin, as opposed to like a normal highlight can look a little chunky and crepey on older, more mature skin, but this does not. It just looks gorgeous. So I love this highlight so much. I love this palette so much. I just think that Hourglass, like their ambient lighting powders are so different from anything else in like the highlighting portion of cosmetics. Right, so now we just have lips to cover, which sounds so easy, right? But I have a lot of lip products to talk about. So in the year 2015, I discovered my absolute favorite lip gloss formula of all time. I'm obsessed with these lip glosses, to say the least, and these are the Marc Jacobs lip glosses. They came out with this lip gloss line this year, and I am just absolutely obsessed. They are so smooth, so creamy. They feel like a lip balm, like a butter on the lips. I'm wearing one right now. I am wearing Sugar Sugar, which is like my favorite neutral gloss of all time. It has a minty scent, but it doesn't feel minty or tingly on the lips, which is so nice. They're pigmented, but they're not too pigmented, and they're still glossy, and they give you like that nice wet lip look. I love them so much. Sugar Sugar, my favorite neutral ever. If you're really, really fair, Moon Glow would be gorgeous. Moon Glow on me is like definitely like powdered sugar donut, which I mean, I'm not totally against, but still, I actually love this color, and this is called Love Buzz, and it has a shimmer in it, which is funny because I've never really been a shimmery gloss girl, but all of a sudden, okay, you can barely see that, all of a sudden, just the past couple of like month or two, I've really been into shimmery glosses. So I feel like shimmery glosses are making a comeback right now. I just think that they're worth every penny because they are just so high quality. I love the packaging. I love the way they feel on your lips. I just love everything about them. They're my favorite gloss formula that I've ever tried, honest to God. And I'm just so happy that I discovered these because they're just, they complete me. Another gloss that came out this year was the Anastasia Beverly Hills glosses, and I love these as well, even though they are completely different from the Marc Jacobs glosses. So if you have the Marc Jacobs glosses, don't feel like you don't need the Anastasia because they are totally opposite as far as the way they feel and the way they look. These are very high pigmented, like very high pigmented, not as glossy, but I love that as well. This shade right here is Kristen. This is a really gorgeous neutral kind of mauve-y purpley brown shade. So gorgeous. But Dainty, which is this shade right here, I wore this a lot in 2015 because it's just such a beautiful like baby pinky nude shade. Undressed, this is a color that I will go in with on top of a lipstick when I want to nude it out. So it's a very, very nude shade, and I will apply that if my color of my lipstick is a little too much. I'll apply this over top. These are not sticky. They smell amazing. They smell like cake to me, which I love. And they're just gorgeous. They're super high pigment. Okay, so what's really funny, but I only have 2 different lipstick brands to show you guys. I feel like no one came out with lipsticks this year, which made me very sad because even though this was like the year of liquid lips, I feel like I like liquid lips, yes, but overall, I'm a gloss and a lipstick girl. And I'm like, whatever happened to just a good old lipstick? Like, I feel like lipsticks never go out of style. Lipsticks are my favorite lip product. Lipsticks and then a lip gloss and then a lip paint. Anyways, this is the brand House of Dolls. It was created by Natalie. She is also a YouTuber and Instagrammer and all that jazz. And she created this lipstick line. I believe it's 4 colors, and she also came out with some lip liners. This color in the shade She was one of my favorite nudes. I actually went through the first one, like it was down to a nub and then it broke off. So I got a second one. It's this beautiful, beautiful neutral light pink color. I love it so much. And her lipsticks like remind me of something as a child, and it drives me crazy and I can't think of what it is, but it smells so good. Next is Appeal Cosmetics. I mentioned these lipsticks in my video, in my August favorites, I think. There's 2 shades by them that I just love. This first one right here is the shade Mock Up. This is the color that I mentioned in my video. It's just such a high pigmented, creamy, neutral shade. It's just gorgeous. And then the next one is Naked. And Naked is more of a peachy neutral, but they're just, it's so random, right? Like, I don't even know where this brand is from. I was at IMAX back in January. I don't remember. I don't know which IMAX I was at, but someone literally just walked up to me and was like, here you go, and just like handed it to me in like this little goodie bag, and I was like, oh, thanks. And then months later, I found that little bag and I tried them and I was like, love, like these are so beautiful. I will say the packaging feels a little cheap, I'm not gonna lie. Not trying to be mean, feels a little cheap, and that's why I was kind of like apprehensive to trying it. And then once I tried it, I was like, oh, there's nothing cheap about these. These are so nice. Okay, so ColourPop Lippy Sticks. I fell in love with these products this year. The ColourPop Lippy Sticks are very inexpensive. They are high quality. So the cream ones I absolutely love. I have some glossy ones in here, and I have 3 mattes in here. So these are my favorite colors, and let me just quickly tell you what they are. I'm gonna try to go through this as fast as possible. This one right here is Crunch. It's like a really nice coral shade. I use this one a lot in the summertime. This one is Last Call, which is a really nice like purplish kind of medium mauve tone shade. Really pretty, and that one is more glossy. Oh Snap. This is a matte, and it is a more of a like brown tone nude. But you know me, I love my nudes. You notice I'm not showing any brights. Lumiere, this is Kathleen Light shade. This is gorgeous. It's like that purpley mauve shade that was so popular in the year. Cookie. Oh, I loved this color so much. I need to start using this again. It's like a nice kind of brown neutral shade. Cake. I wore this a ton in the summer because it's so high pigmented and it's like that gorgeous, vibrant coral shade. And this one is really, really glossy and hydrating on the lips. And then this is my absolute favorite ColourPop lippy stick, hand down, and this is the shade Bound. I've used this one so much that when I roll it down, I'm almost out of it. I barely have any left, but this is just such a gorgeous pinky neutral nude. Okay, so now for liquid lipsticks. My favorites of the year. Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks are definitely one of my favorite liquid lip formulas for sure. They are not too moussey, they're not too thick, they're not too chunky, they're not too dry. Androgyny is my favorite color by him, but I don't have that right now. It's in my purse at my house because I use it so much. This one right here is called Celebrity Skin. This one is more sheer than his other formulas. But whenever I wear this, it truly is like the perfect neutral color ever. It's not too pale, it's not too brown. It just looks like my lips. It's a gorgeous shade. Kat Von D Lolita. Oh my God. I wore this for like 3 months straight. Like I was wearing this every single day. Like even if I was barely wearing any makeup, I was still wearing Lolita. It's very similar to like Androgyny by Jeffree Star. That kind of brownish purple mauve shade that we saw all year long. It's just such a beautiful shade. And then Ofra Cosmetics and Kathleen Lights teamed up to create Havana Nights. I will say, this is one of my absolute favorite lipstick formulas and colors. Kathleen Lights did so bomb on this. It's like the color of blood and it's so moisturizing, especially if you put a light coat of a lip balm on and then apply this. Your lips stay moisturized all day long. I don't know how they make this work, but this liquid lipstick is different than anything else that I've ever used. It's so moisturizing. It's actually insane. It baffles my mind. I don't understand how it looks so good all day long. So last but not least, we have the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks. I do not know if these came out in the beginning of 2015 or the end of 2014. I feel like it was 14, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it. And I might have mentioned these in my last favorites last year, but oh well, oh well. These are good liquid lipsticks. I will say that sometimes they can be a little chunky, they can be a little moussey, but I really do like them. I feel like they're my go-to liquid lip because she has such a wide range. She has like every color you can think of in this formula. 3 shades that I really love throughout the year. And the first one is the shade Heathers. I'm actually missing Trust Issues. Trust Issues is one of my favorite shades too, and I cannot find it anywhere. It's been gone for like a month. The Heathers is right here. And then we have Veronica. Veronica is gorgeous. I wore this several times, which it's funny, you can see like I kind of have a pattern of colors that I like. This is Lolita right here, and then this one underneath is Veronica. So they're similar, but yet very different. And then Craft. Craft I loved in the summertime. It's such a pretty raspberry shade. Like, look at that color. That is a good raspberry shade right there. So I also love the shade Trust Issues, but I can't find it. I do not know where it's been. It's been gone for like a whole month and I cannot locate it anywhere. That completes this video. If you are still here and you've made it to the end, like, you deserve a hug, a high five. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I know this has been a long video, so you are committed. That's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching my Best of Beauty. I love you, and I can't wait to see all the products that 2016 has in store. I'm so excited. Mwah! I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.